This is designed to get you ready for quiz 2. First set of questions here, it says, is each a function? The rule to determine if something is a function or not is that you can't have any repeating x's, right? So no repeating x's. Looking at number 1, we have 3, 2, 1, and 2. Looks like we have a repeating x there and there. So that means not a function. Second one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, no repeating x's. So that means we indeed have a function. Now, when you have an equation, the rule is you can't have any y squareds, right? So this is y equals x squared minus 1. You could put any number you want in for x, and you would get a different unique value for y. That would be a function. The second one, though, is you've got that y squared there, so that's not a function. So you can't have the y squared. All right, given g of x is negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 1, find g of 3. So what that means is that x is equal to 3. So we're going to put 3 in for x as a parenthesis. Each time we see an x, we have a parenthesis, and 3 goes in there. And we just follow order of operations. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have negative 2 times 9, which makes that negative 18. Plus 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1. Negative 18 plus 12 is negative 6. Plus 1 is negative 5. Second one, finding g of negative 1. So x is negative 1. So we're going to put negative 1 in for x. So we have negative 1 squared. That's negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1. So it's negative 2 times positive 1, which is negative 2. That becomes negative 4 plus 1. So negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Plus 1 is negative 5. All right, number 7, consider f of x equals the square root of 5 minus x. Evaluate f of negative 20. That means x is equal to negative 20. So we're going to put negative 20 in for x. Again, make sure to leave the minuses there. And that's a double negative, so that turns to a plus. So we get the square root of 25, which is just 5. Then it says state the domain in interval notation. Well, it's a square root, so what we take the square root of, it has to be greater than or equal to 0. So we set 5 minus x greater than or equal to 0. We're going to solve for x. Let's just add x to both sides. We get that 5 is greater than or equal to x. So x is less than or equal to 5. But the domain needs to be written in interval notation. So that would be from negative infinity to 5 with a bracket. Number 9, it says if f of x equals 2, find x. So now 2 goes in there. So we have 2 is equal to the square root of 5 minus x. Then we have a square root function, so we're going to square both sides. So we get 4 is equal to 5 minus x. And we're going to subtract 5 and subtract 5. So we get 4 minus 5, which is negative 1, equals negative x. Multiply both sides by negative 1, and we get that x is equal to 1. The last one, number 10, is a piecewise function. So this is f of x defined to be a half x for x is greater than or equal to 3. It's defined to be 3 when x is between 0 and 3, including 0, not including 3. It's designed to be 1 over x when x is less than 0. So f of 1, that tells me that x is equal to 1. That would put us right here, right? Because 1 is between 0 and 3, so it's just 3. F of negative 5, that would put us right here at this one, because it's negative 5 is less than 0. So we have 1 over x or 1 over negative 5, which is the same thing as negative a fifth. And that's it.